got disrupted. But tonight we are talking about how to achieve goals without money. And it was really something for us to discuss because we wanted to go deeper in terms of how persons can find ways to achieve the things that they wanted to if they didn't have enough resources to begin it, or a project, or some community effort, or maybe a business idea. And this idea came to me simply because I've been talking to some people in the last few months, and quite a few of them have some idea of where they want to go, but they feel that they don't have enough money to do it. So I decided to create this little bit of discussion to delve deeper into it. First off, if you missed the first part of this section, we were speaking initially about what money is. Of course, money is just a tool for exchange. And money is not something for you to fear. It also is not something that comes to people simply because you were lucky or because you are evil. Please note that you should also not use money to manipulate people or get money by manipulative methods. All of those methods will all lead to ruin eventually, and negates the second thing I want to say here, which is how money is earned, which is by providing a service using the skills that you possess and also doing it in the environment so that you can build something in community. It's simple as that, you know. But some people, because of where they are or how they have grown up or the environment they're in or the people that they may or may not know, they feel as if it's going to be a struggle to do some things. Let me tell you a secret. If you are even on this stream, you already have all the tools that you need to do the things that you can do to gain the money for the different things that you want to do in your life. So if you have a business idea, if you want to do a project in your community, if you are seeking some assistance to do some things for somebody else, you on the stream, you have the internet, you have your phone, you have a computer, you have your voice, you have some skills, you have the ability to gain the things required to gain the resources to do what you need to do. Now, let's go into each of these things one by one. How do you gain skills? And a lot of persons, because they passed through the rudiments of the tiredness of regular schooling. Good night, everybody who's coming on. Please do put some comments in the chat. Apologies, I had to switch from LinkedIn directly and put it on the other two platforms, Facebook and YouTube. I will put it on LinkedIn after this quick discussion. You gain skills obviously by training or being mentored and also being disciplined in the things that you're doing to gain it. If you enter a situation where you're trying to learn more about how to do something or to gain more finances, that's what we're talking about tonight, or to embark on a new project and you will have no clue how to do it, you're going to need to be coached or mentored or trained. And many people go into these situations, unfortunately, either not seeking a mentor or the mentor comes and they don't listen to what the person says and they clearly know what they're doing and or have done what they're looking to do. The person who you have seen do what you have been trying to do and they've done it before and successfully, they clearly have an understanding because they have years of experience of some things. Listen to them. Be trainable, be coachable, and maybe the skills that you attain will then lead you to the next stage of what you need to do, which is to provide value. Now, when people don't have enough in terms of the resources to do things, they think many times that they don't have skills that they can transfer to then gain the money to then do the things that they were looking to do. And the truth is that everybody does. Now, the most uh, public and greatest fear that most people have is speaking. And I will tell you that speaking is actually a very highly sought after skill set. Why? Because people, and you will look in any meeting, in any situation, usually it is a person who people lean on the most or presume should lead the most are the ones that they always hope will be the ones to speak up or to talk because people dislike speaking in public and they don't like being exposed. And many times their confidence level is not at the right space where they can then communicate thoughts or ideas or projects. And you are going to need this skill if it is that you want to accomplish some things in your life. This skill of speaking, of learning to communicate, whether in a business meeting, whether to do a pitch to somebody who's an investor or who knows more things than you, that's some of the things I'm going to get to in relation to how you're going to achieve the goals if you yourself don't have the money. Whether it is that you're going to go to an interview and somebody is going to be speaking to you and you need to learn how to project back good voice, good tone, good understanding of who you are and where you want to be, what your goals are, and what you want to achieve, you're going to have to need, or rather, you're going to have to understand the skill and use it to the best of your abilities. Digital marketing. The world is changing. And in the 90s, it probably could have gotten away with not knowing much about social media and the internet or knowing how to connect to various things or different people. But the world is such a space that is worldwide. And if you're in a specific zone or region and you presume you're going to be able to earn enough in that area simply by dealing with the persons in your area, if you have big goals, that is, or big dreams, then you're not thinking properly and you're going to need to enter into the internet space. And digital marketing is simply a way where you can add things up in relation to the online world to do some things that will promote yourself. Now, speaking is a gift that people dislike, but then the technical aspects of doing some things are also something people dislike as well. One of the other things that we have to concentrate on is knowing how to impart things, not just by speaking, but also by writing. And there's a skill set called copywriting, which is needed to do things on the internet, which is how to portray or tell a story so that it resonates and then it goes not just through the person's eyes and they forget it, but it becomes memorable. You know how like when you were young and you used to read these Hardy Boys or these Nancy Drew, or you would read one of those fairy tales, and even now in your 20s, 30s, 40s, good night, everybody, I'm not sure how old you are, you still remember it, and it still has some moral meaning to you, or some way that it impacts you even now. That is how you're going to have to learn how to craft the things that you want to produce, build a brand, and also put yourself out there into the space of the world. Sales is another valuable skill to have, and you're going to need to know this because you cannot make any money unless you are selling something. I mean, it's obvious, right? I will probably be selling you something at the end of this stream. I do digital marketing as my main living. And so the whole point of it is to show people something, give them value on the internet or the World Wide Web or some part of social media. And then in translating that message, then the person then becomes aware of what you're doing. They consider it, and then over time they may become converted to want to purchase something that you have or participate in something that you're doing. And if you don't learn this skill, you cannot increase in revenue. You cannot, of course, if you're doing a project or trying to figure out something, earn or gain funds or resources to then do that project. The other thing I wanted to know, quite frankly, is that you're going to have to learn how to manage other people's money. Now, you think that the way to gain what you wanted was that you must have money. When I'm going to show you soon that the majority of times that you're about to go and do something and you're going to need to increase your impact or improve the way in which you're doing what you're doing, you're going to have to manage other people's money or have access to it to then use it to translate as a resource to do the best that you can do where you're going with what you're doing. And this is where I now come to asking for the finances. Now, you have some skills. Sure, maybe you would want to work a 9 to 5 and or go out and do conference related stuff and network or learn some things from some people and be mentored. We spoke about building a brand and promoting online, and also even you can freelance with some of the skills I just showed you and then earn money to then go and use it to do the things that you really value or want to do, which is a point or the topic of this main discussion. You can decide to start a business or invest in one. When I say invest in one, the stock exchange, all the stock exchanges all over the world allow you to invest in different companies that are already set and established. And instead of you going to create your own company and trying to make money from it, you can put money into the invested area of the stock exchange and then over time accrue an investment that then causes you to have funds to then go and do some of the things that you were hoping to do before all of this began. You must know that if you have savings or insurance or investments, I know you put the money there, you're hoping to use it for something. But if you're thinking of a project, if you're thinking to help something or do something in your community, if you're trying to achieve some goals, this is probably one of the first places either you or you can borrow from your family that you may be using to do some of the things that you need to do. Many of the entrepreneurs that you see out there, big names that I will not call, either used an investment from a family member and drew something from their insurance, or somebody had a business somewhere and that person asked for some help from their family member and they gave them some money to invest into another business to then become the person that they now are that you see, who are achieving their goals based off managing the money that was given to them. You know, and you must understand that you can ask for scholarships or grants. It doesn't necessarily have to be specific to your education to qualify yourself so you upskill to then earn more money. But you can actually gain grants for business related matters or projects or things that you're doing. You can go out into the space and do trade shows and events in Jamaica, where I'm residing. The Jamaica Expo is going on, and every weekend there's usually something happening either downtown or somewhere in Hertfordshire in the New Kingston area where there's some conference or some other activity where people are out discussing things in relation to finances, building themselves up, increasing their revenue, trying to find ways to improve how much they earn and also how much that earning that they have can increase and move out into the atmosphere so they can build a legacy for their family and their community. There are multiple business incubators, not only in where I reside, but regionally and internationally that you can look out for, apply for, find ways to even go into what they call pitch competitions. This is number 11, where a business idea or a project or a community idea where people have funds already gained can now pour into you if you pitch to them and they find out what you're saying to them is valuable or will help the community in the specific topic or theme for which that competition is for. You also have angel investors. You can go out and what they call pre-sell the thing that you're doing because, for example, you have a magazine idea that you want to do to sell to the diaspora. I'm in Jamaica, so that's the reason why I'm using that example. And you want to create it so that people in the US and the UK can get it either online or you can get it and then ship it to them. You can pre-sell it to them online. There are multiple places you can do this. For the sake, I'm not calling their names, I won't. But for another stream. And they can now pay into the fund for it. And then when you get enough funds to then produce the project, you can now use the money, do the project, and then send the materials to the person. Or just send it digitally. That's one idea, of course. But imagine doing that for a t-shirt company. Imagine doing that for a pottery business. Imagine doing that for something in the creative arts where you have some paintings, but you are unsure how to get them out there. Imagine something in the carpentry business where you can create things, people purchase it, but they buy it before you make it. And the money that they give you, you use it to create the items and then send it to them and still make a profit. The world is wide open, and there are many people who may want to help you and will reach out to you to help you. But if you haven't told them, or if you're not out in the space trying to promote the things that you know you can do, then there's no way you can gain the help, and there's no way that you can get the resources that you're looking for. So this skill of speaking, which I spoke of earlier, you're going to have to go down into it and really want to concentrate on it. Good night, everybody who is on. I see one or two people popping on and off. And if you learn this skill of communication, it will be one of the greatest assets that you will learn to be able to go out into the world to produce some things greater than what you thought you could do. I have seen many people. The other thing listed there are fundraising, just similar to crowdfunding, but this is more for things in relation to maybe church or charities, or maybe even you personally trying to get something done health-wise, but you need to do a little bake sale somewhere, or you may need to do a little uh, sale of some yard things somewhere, yard sale. You may need to exchange some things, put it on eBay or one of those online platforms and get it sold so that you can get the money from it to go and do some tasks. You see there at number 12 where it says personal or business loans. There also is a great micro lending sector, not just here in Jamaica and the Caribbean, but worldwide, that you can tap into and gain funds to then do something, earn a revenue, and then pay back to the person again that got the loan from, and or accrue an investment to the person who invested in you so that you can reach the next stage of what you were trying to do. Now, this communication skill, which I alluded to, then spoke about loans and fundraising. You're going to have to need to figure it out. If you're not figuring it out, if you're still shy, if you're still having issues with being nervous, know that the person you see in front of you right here, so when he's speaking and he looks so eloquent and he's always so happy and smiling and he's able to explain multiple points from multiple different avenues of business and theology and things in relation to loans and financial concepts and all sorts of things. It didn't start like this. And if you can see that once you start and work on yourself with personal development, and do it little by little, then your confidence increases. And then you can now go into the space where you are and present yourself. Sure, you'll be a little shy still, sure, you'll be a little nervous, but you increase your confidence and you increase your speaking gift and your communication gift by practicing it. And you have got to do it because multiple times, where it is that you are lacking in the opportunity to gain something or to improve in something is because nobody knows what you're trying to do or you have not communicated it. Now, trending things I see, not just on LinkedIn, but also in the world and the space of business, are business ideas or things in relation to people who can do project management, who are big on leadership, uh, management and business, and of course, things in relation to artificial intelligence. Now, these things are exploding in the space now, mainly because of how technological the world has become, and also because somebody always needs some idea or understanding of a concept that somebody went through before and can now share with you, which is what leadership and management is about. And if you can grow yourself and improve your brand, which is something I alluded to a space or an understanding that leads into some of these avenues, and or let me project back that specific slide, the skill sets here where you will be able to produce your greatest value, you will understand that over time, and I know it's a little difficult. No, I know that long list I have, which comes up after this slide, seems foreboding and terrifying, and probably even you're unsure if it's possible. But work on yourself first. Do it little by little. Build on your capacity. Build on your confidence. And then over time, as you go out into the space, as you improve your qualifications and try to figure yourself out into your career and what your passions are, and then you're trying to figure out how is it that I'm going to achieve the next goal, and I may not necessarily have the finances for it. Then you tap into that next slide, which I showed you, and figure out little by little how you're going to achieve the things that you are looking for. If you are looking, please, to improve some of the things in your life and finish your goals strong as well as improve where you are, I have a webinar coming up. Please do register for it. JohnnyAlcock.com/finish strong 2025. When you go there, you will actually see that it's kind of a surprise because it is my 42nd year of life. And I have put together all sorts of different things so that you can get the best from me to then improve yourself to the best of what you can be. I know life can be a little challenging. And I know there are times when you're very unsure of yourself or your financial capabilities. But one thing I am sure of, because I've been there and I've had my worries or concerns about myself or my capabilities, is that God put something inside of you that is greater than what your wildest imaginations of yourself can be. And you are going to be able to tap into it and become who you know you can be by faith, by good work ethic, and by continuing to develop yourself little by little. You achieve goals without money simply by knowing what money entails and then adding the value in the community and then asking for things or doing what money is, which is an exchange, so that it can work and flow for you. Don't be afraid of it. It's a part of life. And once you see yourself and are confident in what you are capable of doing, then the resources will do what they do and allow you to accomplish your dreams. Until next time, blessings and good luck achieving those goals that you have set.